Actual goosebumps. Like, yes! Shivers. Hearing that. I use the word powerful a lot. I need to get a better vocabulary. Bit. Hi, this is Pete from Eurovision. Let's go Dutch. So today, the Dutch entry has landed on YouTube, so I'm going to review it. I've not heard it at all. I've seen a few reasonably positive comments about it on Twitter, but I've tried to avoid it as best I can. I've still avoided Tattoo by Loreen because it hasn't won yet, so I'm not reviewing it, and I'm not going to review it until it wins, if it wins. But we're not here to talk about Sweden today. We're going to talk about the Netherlands. So this is, as I say, I've never heard it. So this is me and Nicolai and Dion Cooper with the song Burning Daylight. I'm not going to show me reacting to the video because copyright seems to cause a lot of trouble these days. So I'm going to listen to it and then I'm going to come back to you and tell you what I think. Here we go. I had actual shivers hearing that, and I haven't had that for any of the songs so far. Even the songs that I've really raved about, like the French entry. Actual goosebumps, shivers. I try to scribble notes as I go along throughout the 3 minutes and see what thoughts come out in that 3 minutes. And I've sort of, I don't know if you can see, there's a lot of, this is a lot of things I've written, and I'm probably not going to cover all of it. I think that's a great song. I think that is it's in a year which is so. It seems to be a combination of this year's songs seem to be sort of quite pop heavy, sort of Gustav type songs, or they're sort of bands. And there's a lot of bands this year, and that's not a bad thing. I love bands, but this is something very different. At first glance, my first thought was it reminded me of Moreland. And A Monster Like Me, and the duet there. And the name of the female singer in the Norwegian duo has gone out of my head, and I'm so sorry. But yeah, it reminded me a little bit of that, but it's not. It's absolutely not. They are similar in the sense that it is a male and female duet doing a sort of slow, powerful song. My first thoughts when I heard it, Dion, the male singer, really nice quality to his voice. I thought I thought he sounded really good. And then I heard her and you sort of knew how it was going to be, that he would do the first bit, they'd do the chorus, and then she'd do the second bit, and then they'd do it all together. We've seen that sort of duet formula before, and there's nothing wrong with that. Again, slight similarity to A Monster Like Me, but not really much. And then Mia kicks in the second verse, and again she's got a cracking voice, and that there's a bit where she sort of says something like "yes." I've done it completely wrong there, but the way she sings it is so strained in her voice, but you can actually sort of run with the emotion. The lyrics, they're a bit, I wouldn't say miserable, but they're a bit dark, aren't they? But so what? It's a pop song, and we see, if Ed Sheeran can get to number one with a song about drug addicts and prostitutes, then I think a song like this could, I think it's a decent theme. It's a theme that needs to be covered, and the video is really quite powerful. I use the word powerful a lot. I need to get a better vocabulary, but it's sort of there's a lot of shouting and screaming and things, and you can sort of run with the emotion of what's going on with it. I think my sort of, not criticisms, there's no big ending. Now, not all Eurovision songs need a big ending, but there's no sort of middle eight bit to it that makes you that builds the song up, as it were. Now, not all songs have to build, and it can just go on like this. The Common Linnets didn't sort of build up, and they had a good song. I'm just thinking sort of other Dutch entries, like obviously with Duncan Lawrence, who I believe is involved in this song in some way. He obviously had that sort of bit, which sort of changed. You don't get that quite so much here. You just get that sort of final verse played, but a bit, the guitar bit. How do you stage this? I don't know. Because the video is there's people shouting at each other and fighting, and then they sort of cut to the stage bit at the end. How do you stage that sort of song effectively? I think it's going to require very little on stage. I think the song speaks for itself. I don't think you need very much. I don't know what they're going to do. Maybe they will. Maybe there'll be dances and fireworks and God knows what. But I don't know. Will it qualify? It's in semi-final 1. If it was in semi-final 2, I would have said, yeah, absolutely, it's going to qualify. Semi-final 1 is arguably the stronger semi-final. A lot of the songs haven't been released yet, but I've got a few that I want to qualify from semi-final 1, and this is one of them. Can I think of 5 songs that are worse than this that won't qualify? Yeah, I think so. I'm not going to name them because that's not fair. But yeah, no, I think it will qualify, and I know that this is a song that if we were having a jury semi-final, I would say, yeah, it's going to do absolutely fine. It will sail through. But semi-final 1 is a bit tighter now, and there's phone voting involved. So I'm not concerned, and I think it's different enough from the rest of what's going on in semi-final 1 as to stand out, despite it being a much more sort of understated song compared to the others. How will it do if it gets to the final? I think the juries will go for this one. I think they will. And the Dutch have raised their game so much in the last 10 years. The Common Linnets, Anouk and Birds. They've really raised the game of what they and of course Duncan Lawrence is the winner. They've really raised the game as to what they do every year, and I think they've brought it again this year. How will it do? I think the juries will like it. And I think this is it's a different enough song to stand out from the sort of the pop and the bands that are going to be there this year. So I think a good, strong song, really well performed, good singing. Just wish there was some sort of middle 8 bit that was a bit more exciting and maybe the ending slightly stronger. So I will give it a 8 out of 10. Do you agree? If not, comment. If you do, comment. Otherwise, like, share, subscribe, comment. Ask why there's a random door in my office, which does not belong in my office. If you want, we don't have to talk about Eurovision. We should, because it's a Eurovision channel. But yeah, hope to see you all soon. And I'm going to do Poland tomorrow when I get a second, and then San Marino. And we can all talk about shopping malls. Right, see you all soon.